Hey guys, Mike Caudill, Brand Ambassador for Campers in RV, and it's that time of year to winterize your RV. There are a variety of steps for you to go through. Fortunately for us with Winterizing with the Caudills, we RV all year round, and dare I say it, sometimes even in the snow. But I digress. It's time for you to pack up your RV and get it winterized. Here are the steps that you're gonna need to go through to get your RV ready for the cold months. So step one is actually before you buy any of the products that you're gonna need to winterize, become familiar with what the steps are. And Campers in RV actually has a whole process on their website dedicated to winterizing your RV. So they'll have a best case, a second best case, and a third best case on the steps that you need to take depending on where you live in the country to get your RV winterized. All right, so before we get into the full do-it-yourself advanced method, some people like me actually just drop it off at the dealership. They can do it much faster. They have everything ready and available, and it makes it easy. I drop it off, I can pick it up within a few days, and it's ready to be put away for winter. But if you are the do-it-yourselfer, and to be honest, sometimes I like to know exactly what's going on with my RV so that I'm ready to get it out for spring, I like to go through the process on my own, and I have done it before. So we're gonna start with this. The first thing that you're gonna wanna do before you add anything to your RV is you're gonna wanna blow out all the water from the hoses, both the fresh line, the tanks, and everything. So there's converter kits that you can buy. These are by Camco, and these are gonna help you. They're adapters that you're gonna hook to the exterior of your RV. They're gonna help blow the water out. You're gonna use an air compressor. That air compressor, when you open up a valve, say for your sink, is gonna help blow and dry that line so that it doesn't freeze during the winter. So we'll use that method that we said earlier under the best case scenario. You're gonna go to the Campers In website and you're gonna read the instructions on exactly what to do. But these are a couple of the parts that you're gonna need for that. Second, what you're gonna need is you're gonna need some blowout plugs. And I've got a couple different ones for you. I've got a plastic one and then I've got a copper one. These plugs are gonna be what you use as your adapter to blow air into the unit to get it dried out. In the process of blowing out your tanks, you're also gonna wanna make sure that your fresh tank has already been drained. So make sure that the valves under your RV have been fully opened up so that all of that water can be drained out. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna start thinking about the actual antifreeze process. And what I mean by that is using antifreeze to run through all of your hoses to ensure that they don't freeze during the winter months. So example, you're gonna go ahead and use this cold water drinking hose to dry it out and to use antifreeze in it to flush through the system. How are you gonna do that? You're gonna use the valves that we showed you on the first part to get the antifreeze into your RV. All right, so a bit of a trivia question for you right here. Do you know what color antifreeze is put in automobiles? The answer is actually blue. Well, in the case of an RV, you're gonna be using this pink antifreeze because it's non-toxic. And non-toxic allows you to flush your system out, but then when spring comes around, you don't have to worry about harmful chemicals in your system. We all know what it's like to have an RV that's been sitting out in the sun, the damage that it does to the fiberglass on the side. Well, we apply the same process going into the winter months as well. You might not have the harsh heat on your exterior, but you are gonna have the cold winter elements. So one thing we really like to do, especially me at home, and I do this personally, is I like to clean the exterior of my RV. Not only do I like to clean the exterior, but it's also that time to inspect the roof. So we'll go to the roof and we'll actually clean the top of our roof first. And once we're done cleaning the top, we'll wait for it to dry. Once it's done drying, then the next best thing to do is to start thinking about sealing it. I actually like this alpha sealant right here for one reason. This is actually self-leveling sealant. So when the winter months come around, I've got the top dried after I've cleaned it with my cleaner down here. I'm gonna go to the top of the roof, and then what am I gonna do? I'm gonna inspect. I'm gonna get on my hands and knees and I'm gonna inspect the entire roof. If I see any area in which the rubber has started to move, shift, or even has piloting or holes in it, I am gonna apply this sealant to it. It's gonna keep it nice and tidy as I go into winter to prevent any water from getting inside. All right, and this is gonna be a quick one right here. This one actually hits home pretty hard because I've had to do this before. That's rodents in your RV. Sometimes you have to park your RV outside during the winter months. That means it's gonna be sitting stagnant for about 4 or 5 months, depending on where you live in the country. I've had them in my RV before. It's not fun. So get yourself a variety of different repellents. This one right here is a botanical rodent repellent, and they work great. I actually double up. I don't just use these, I also add dryer sheets, and I take clothespins and I take the dryer sheet and wrap the clothespin around it on the bottom of my rear axles because that's their entry point into the bottom of your RV. Then on top of that, I use cedar chips as well. I'll put them in bags. Same kind of bags that you would get at the grocery store. I put those bags all around the inside of my RV as well, simply to act as a deterrent. All right, and this one right here is specifically for my wife, Flora. So as we clean out the RV and get it ready to store it away for winter, we get everything wiped out. Everything is clean because when we get back into it in the spring, we want to know that it's already been cleaned out. But while it's sitting in the winter months, you have to remove the moisture out of your RV. And this is a stickler. My wife wants these everywhere. I buy at least 4 or 5 boxes of the moisturizers, and this is an absorber. I buy these as well. These are control bags for mildew. You want to make sure that you have these everywhere on the inside of your RV. I even put them in my refrigerator when it's off, and I leave the door open. Why? I don't want mildew on the inside. And to close it out, before you get ready to store your RV away, it really comes down to 2 last things. 1 is getting a cover and covering up your RV. 2 is getting it off to storage, which is the easy part. But once you get your RV covered up, it's going to be protected all winter long. To recap all of this, to winterize your RV, it really comes down to a couple different things in its most simplistic form. Drain everything out of the RV. That's the most important part because you want nothing freezing. Freezing equals breaking. The second thing is get your RV all cleaned up and ready to go, and you should be ready to hit the road once spring is back in season. What we love the most about Campers Inn RV is it's a one-stop shop. Whether we need to buy an RV, we want to go through parts or service, or we just want to come in on a wonderful Saturday morning and shop around to find some new things for our RV, you can find them at Campers Inn RV. If you like this video, share it, like it, comment on it. Most importantly, subscribe to what we're up to. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you out on the road.